Today's video is about a sovereign who owns 3 dogs. The dogs are locked in the back seat of his car, and they are sitting in their own feces. I haven't watched this yet, but it does have a good ending, but that's why I'm doing this video, because he's a disgusting piece of crap. So, here you go.
Cape Coral Police Department. The reason I stopped you is you're going 70 at a 50 mile per hour zone.
This speedometer and fuel gauge, as you can see, it's not 8 on 8.
Okay.
It's like almost a full tank.
You were going way above the speed limit, over 20 over. Do you have your license, registration, proof of insurance?
Well, I'm not driving. I'm traveling. So driving is like you're operating in a commercial.
3205 Cape. Can I get a code 10? Do you have your license, registration, proof of insurance?
No, I'm not driving.
I'm not asking if you're driving, I'm asking for your ID.
Yes. Well, I mean, I'm wanting to know if I've committed a crime.
Alright. I stopped you because you were going 20 over the speed limit. I don't care if your speedometer is not correct. I want to see your license.
No, I don't use a license. I'm not.
So you have nothing to identify yourself?
No, I don't use driver's license. I'm not driving. I'm traveling.
What's your name?
Means you're operating in a commercial
What's your name? What's your name?
I'm not driving.
You are operating a motor vehicle on a roadway. What's your name?
I'm not driving.
What is your name?
Can you please prove to me that
You are in the driver's seat of a vehicle operating on a roadway.
Can you prove to me or tell me a reasonable articulate suspicion that
Alright, so go ahead and step out of the vehicle for me. Step out of the vehicle. Yes, you have, sir. And you're failing to identify yourself, and you have to have a driver's license to operate a motor vehicle on a roadway in the United States.
But I'm not driving, I'm traveling.
You are driving, driving, whatever you want to call it, you are operating a motor vehicle.
Boom! She nailed it. You can't even argue it with her. Everything you have said, she has counteracted with facts that you can't argue. Get the hell out of the car now.
No, this is not a motor vehicle, this is a traveling shuttle.
A what? Traveling shuttle? Oh god, that's a new one. I gotta make a meme for that.
Sir?
It's an automobile.
Sir, I'm not going to play games with you. You can identify yourself.
I'm not trying to play games with you. I'm willing to cooperate with you. Under the condition that you please.
I'm asking for your name.
Can you please give me a supervisor?
I'm asking for your name. There's no reason for a supervisor to come out here if you can't identify yourself. I'm asking for you to identify yourself. If you identify yourself to me, I'll ask for a supervisor to come out here. I can't ask for a supervisor for someone who won't tell us who they are.
Please do not violate my rights and escalate.
I'm not violating your rights. You are disobeying the law. You are disobeying the law.
I'm telling you
have to identify yourself. You were driving 70 and a 50.
This does not work.
It does not matter, sir. Sir, it does not matter. It does not matter if your speedometer is incorrect, then you're operating a vehicle that does not have the proper equipment.
This is not a motor vehicle.
It is a motor vehicle.
This is a traveling shuttle.
By definition, this is a motor vehicle.
Motor vehicles are commercial.
Sir, I'm not going to argue with this. I'm not going to argue with you about it. You can identify yourself, or you're going to go to jail tonight. Do you understand me?
Are you coercing me to cooperate
I'm not
with you?
I'm not forcing you to do anything, but I will if I have to. You can identify yourself. I'm recording too. Go right ahead. Sir, you were driving 70 and a 50. I'm asking you to identify yourself and provide your paperwork for your vehicle.
Can you give me a reasonable, articulable
I just did.
That I've committed a crime?
I just explained to you why I stopped you, and that is a crime. Driving 20 miles over the speed limit is a crime. It is. It is a violation of Florida state statutes.
Yeah, but those statutes don't have jurisdiction over me.
Yes, they do. You can identify yourself, or you're going to go to jail tonight.
You're coercing me. You're coercing me to do something that is in cooperation with you against my better judgment. That is coercion.
Sir.
Anything that I do from this point forward is because I'm under the threat of
I don't care how you feel about it. You need to identify yourself.
I haven't committed a crime.
Yes, you have, sir. I've already explained the crime to you that you have committed, and now you're failing to identify yourself.
But first things first, can you prove to me that I committed a crime?
I already explained it to you, sir. I already explained it to you.
I have not committed a crime.
Yes, you have. Just because you feel like you don't have to obey the law does not mean you don't have to obey the law.
My rights are you sworn an oath of office to protect
Sir,
my rights, my inalienable rights.
If you don't believe in the laws of the United States, then how do you have any rights under that?
Those are not laws,
Can you explain that to me?
Oh, this officer is just the best. I have never heard an officer say that to a sovereign before, but that's what it boils down to. They want all the rights without having to follow any of the laws. And sorry, it doesn't work like that. Yes, you've committed a crime.
Are they penal codes or are they laws? Is this the Inquisition?
Sir, are you going to identify yourself?
Is this the Inquisition?
Are you going to provide identification, sir?
Can you please get your supervisor?
Are you going to provide identification?
Can you please get your supervisor?
Are you going to provide identification? Sir, I'm not going to play games with you. You need to ID yourself.
I don't need to play games. I'm just wanting you to acknowledge my rights, my inalienable rights. And I have the right to speak to your supervisor.
That is not a right. That is nowhere in your rights does it say that you have a right to speak to my supervisor. If you will not identify yourself, why do you need to speak with my supervisor if you don't even want to ID yourself?
Because I feel like you are operating under the color of law.
You're just throwing out words, man. I don't think you know what any of them actually mean.
That's what I'm
That's
thinking.
not what color of law means.
You're operating under the color of law.
That's not what color of law means, sir.
Whenever I ask for you to get your supervisor, you must.
All right, sir. We're not playing games.
You're not going to violate my rights.
Hey, man. What's up? What's going on?
Okay. So I asked to speak to your supervisor.
Okay.
Now I deny that.
She's denying you a supervisor? Okay. Can I ask why? Because they're going to want to know why.
I feel like she's operating under the color of law. And she's coercing me against my better judgment.
Okay. Why'd she stop you?
She's coercing me.
But what? How is she coercing you, man?
She's threatening me. She's threatening that she's going to take me to jail and if I don't cooperate with her.
Okay. 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 So okay, so you want to supervise because she's trying to intimidate you. I got to make sure I understand what's going on, man, okay? I haven't been here. Step out of the vehicle, sir.
Take hold of 3305.
I can't hear you.
I'm asking for your badge number.
I literally can't hear what you're asking me.
Your badge number, please.
My badge number is 2143, Officer Walker. Can I have you step out of the vehicle? Sir, can I have you step out of the vehicle, please? Can I have you step out of the vehicle, sir? I can't hear anything you're saying to me.
That I've committed a crime. Can you give me
I can't hear you. I already explained it to you. I already explained it to you. I stopped you because you were going 70 miles an hour in a 50-mile-an-hour zone. It doesn't matter, sir. That means you're operating a vehicle that does not have proper equipment. So my understanding right now is that she's saying that you're traveling above the posted speed limit. Is that what my understanding is? It's to me it's the same thing. So if it's okay. Okay.
Those that make the laws shall obey the laws.
Okay.
That is what you're saying.
Okay. I understand your. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Okay. Well, right now you're in the city of Cape Coral, right? Okay. Hang on. So everybody within our jurisdiction is our jurisdiction. I understand your belief is different, okay? I can't hear what you're saying. Roll down your window and maybe I'll be able to hear you. I can't hear you with the traffic behind me and your window only open this much.
Can you please prove your jurisdiction?
You are in the city of Cape Coral. Yes, it does. You are in the city of Cape Coral. Even if you weren't from the United States, if you're in the city of Cape Coral, I have jurisdiction. All right, sir, are you going to step out of the vehicle?
Okay. The supervisor
going to break the window.
Well, that would be a violation.
It would not be a violation of your property because you're failing to cooperate with law enforcement.
I would have to seek compensation.
I'm Officer Myers. I work for the Cape Coral Police Department. I work for the city's traffic division. Senior officer on the scene. Okay? Unlawfully pulled over. Okay? We've asked you to identify yourself. If you fail to identify yourself, it's considered a criminal offense. It's an obstruction of justice. You're looking at him right now. Yes. What can I do for you? Your obstruction of justice is right now. You are violating the law. I will not answer any questions until you identify yourself. If you do not identify yourself, you will be arrested for obstruction of justice. You are detained. You are lawfully required to identify yourself. Provide your identification now, otherwise it will be a criminal offense. All right. Step out of the vehicle. Step out of the vehicle. If you do not open your vehicle, I will break the window and extricate you from this vehicle. Do you understand me?
Hey, there's that supervisor you demanded. How's that working out for you so far, huh? Yeah, I didn't think so. And we finally get to hear the dogs. I don't want to talk about that yet.
Safe like repair, safe like replace.
There you go. I told you. Get out.
These officers have just broke my window.
One open?
Gotta break this front one.
Lock it, otherwise I'm gonna break this one.
It's a driver's license. I'm traveling.
You are required to identify yourself. I've asked you to identify yourself. You refuse.
Can you prove your jurisdiction over me? I'm traveling.
Break this one. Watch out! I'm gonna break it.
Look, these guys are criminals. Yes.
Keep your hands back. Put your hands on the steering wheel. Get out now.
Get out of the car!
I'll be getting hands behind your back. Stop resisting.
Stop resisting!
Got him.
Alright.
That didn't have to happen.
You just violated my rights.
Shut the hell up. You don't even know what your rights are. What rights did they just violate? You are a criminal who refused to follow lawful orders, so all your windows were busted out and you were pulled from the vehicle. Well, there's the Bill of Rights. Can you tell me which right of yours that they violated? No, you can't, because they didn't. You just don't know what your rights are.
I've asked for you to give me a reasonable articulate suspicion that I've committed a crime.
Spread your feet!
Do you have anything on you you're not supposed to have?
No.
You have anything that's going to poke or stick my officer? Or me was you searching? You're under arrest.
For what crime?
Obstruction of justice.
That is not a crime. That is not a crime.
Your feet spread apart.
You're operating under the color of law right now. That is not a crime.
Stop pulling away.
He is pulling me this direction. This is not a crime. Those are my children in there.
Well, you were going to quickly find the law.
You're operating under the color of law. You are operating under the color of law.
Face me, face the vehicle.
Committed a crime.
Face the vehicle.
All right, here's sovereign citizens in a nutshell. Anything the officer says, they're going to say the opposite. So if they say, give me a razz for why you pulled me over, and they tell them, they go, that's not breaking the law. That's not a crime. When they know it is. Obstruction is now not a crime. Then what is a crime? Can you tell me what a crime is? All you guys do is talk in circular word salads. That's it.
Those are my children.
Now,
I did not consent.
get in the vehicle.
I did not, and I request for someone to be able to come and
Sit down.
and operate my automobile.
Sit down.
I do not consent to searches. I require someone. I require to be able to contact someone. I require to be able to contact someone to come and get my truck.
Let's get in. Okay.
Get in.
Hop in real quick. Come on, get your feet in.
Get in. Face the front.
I request my things, my personal effects.
I'm getting your wallet.
And I require for someone to be able to come and operate my automobile rather than it being towed.
Nope, it's being towed, sir.
That's my right. I require.
No, it is not your right, sir. You are being arrested. Your vehicle is being towed.
It is my right to have someone come and drive my.
Well, I ran his plate and it didn't come back to anything, so I was watching him and I followed him to make the turn and then he just took off and I had my radar on. I thought he wasn't going to stop because he slow rolled and I pulled like this and he kept rolling forward a little more and I was like, oh, maybe he's not going to stop, but then he stopped, surprisingly.
I need for someone. I request for my right to be honored.
It is not your right. It is not your right. It is not your right.
Travel my truck away from the.
It is not your right.
If I sound angry in my commenting today, it's because I am, because of what is about to happen. But I figured out, sovereigns, whatever they want, they just say it's their right. I want to do this. It's my right. No, it's not your right. No, it is my right. They just want to have everything like a toddler. They act like overgrown, immature, and entitled toddlers.
It is my right.
It is not.
I requested for someone to be able to come and take my truck away from the premises. Private property.
You can feel however you want to feel about it, sir.
Say that again.
You can feel however you want to feel.
I don't feel any way about it. I just need compensation. I'll just have to seek compensation.
Go for it.
Hey man, you want to talk to supervisor?
Yes.
What can I do for you?
Are you a supervisor?
Yeah.
Okay. Must I have to talk like this? These
Yes.
cuffs are like
Yeah, be under arrest.
pinching into my bones.
Yes, sir, you're under arrest.
Well, for what crime?
For failure to identify yourself, obstruction of the investigation, not registering a motor vehicle.
Are these crimes?
Yes, sir.
Or are they penal codes?
They're Florida State statute crimes, yes, sir.
But I've explained to her that those have no jurisdiction over me, a man.
Listen, sir, you're in the state of Florida. You got to abide by the state of Florida rules and laws.
But those, I'm a man.
I understand this way you're going to
Those
jail.
have no jurisdiction
Listen,
over me.
I understand. We're not going to talk in circles. In the state of Florida, you need to have a registered motor vehicle.
But
Listen to
I
me.
explained
Listen
to her
to me.
that I'm not driving.
You're driving.
I'm traveling. I'm not
Listen,
driving.
I'm not going to. You're driving.
I'm not operating
That's
in a
semantics.
commercial capacity.
Okay. Listen, you're being charged tonight with resisting arrest. You're being charged.
Arrest?
Yes. You're being charged with failure to identify yourself upon demand of a law enforcement officer. You're being charged with not registering a motor vehicle in the state of Florida or not having a registered motor vehicle in the state of Florida. You're also going to be documented as a John Doe, meaning you're not going to be released from jail until you identify yourself. We need to have a legal identification for who you are. So also going to do a background check. So if you don't have a license, you'll be charged with that as well at that point.
But a driver's license? Is that what you're referring
You
to?
need to have a license, yeah. In the state of Florida, you got to have an actual license to drive from another state or state of Florida.
Officer Costa?
Yes, sir. Listen, I'm explaining to you.
Officer Costa, I'm not driving. I'm explaining to you.
Listen, traveling.
I'm articulating to you that I'm not driving.
I understand what you're saying, sir. Listen.
I asked for her to give me a reasonable, articulable suspicion that I've committed a crime. A reasonable, articulable fact that I have committed a crime.
Good. Listen,
she did not provide that to me.
And you'll have your right to be able to articulate that in court. So your car is being held for proof of ownership.
I do not understand the charges.
I just explained it to you.
I do not understand.
Your car is being held for proof of ownership.
And then I've asked for her to acknowledge my right that I am requesting to have someone come and operate my automobile away from the premises.
Absolutely not.
That is my right.
I'm explaining to you what's going to happen to your car. Your car is going to get towed.
Those are my children in the back. Those are my children.
You're going to listen to me, right?
I do not have a contract with the city.
Let him explain to you.
I'm going to close the door if you don't want me to explain to you. Things are going to get complicated for you. The car is being held for proof of ownership. You need to be able to identify who you are and that you're the legal owner of this car. Animal control is coming for your dogs. Same thing as they happen to your dogs. If you want to get your dogs out of the pound, you're going to have to identify yourself and prove that you are who you are and you're the owner of those two dogs.
But I don't have any paperwork.
How do I know? How do I know those dogs are not stolen? The truck's not stolen.
But how do you know that I don't own them?
I need to have proof of ownership.
I don't have. I privately own those. I own them.
How do I know you didn't steal those 2 dogs in that truck tonight?
I don't have paperwork.
You need to have paperwork.
I have pictures. I have other forms of proof.
This is how things work.
I have other forms of proof. I have witnesses.
That's not going to fly. We need to have paperwork. We need to have an identification to release the vehicle to you, the dogs to you. Again,
there is no proof of anyone else that is claiming those dogs belong to them.
I can tell you that for animal control to release those dogs, you need to have legal identification.
But I don't have a contract with animal control.
Okay, I understand you don't have a contract, but
I don't have any paperwork or any signed agreements with them.
So I'm explaining to you. Do you have any other questions?
Yes, can I please have someone?
No, sir. Our policy states that the vehicle has to get towed, and your dogs have to be impounded. Yes, sir.
Officer Costa, are you not acknowledging that I'm telling you that?
I'm explaining to you what's going to happen. I'm acknowledging what you're asking me. I'm declining your acknowledgement. I'm telling you what's going to happen to your car and your dogs, and what's going to happen to you. So you're not going to get released unless you get identified. You know that, right?
I don't understand the charge.
You're being charged
I did not
again.
commit a crime.
You've committed multiple crimes in our presence here tonight. Yes, sir.
These are penal codes and statutes. I told you that I'm not driving, I'm traveling.
Listen, you can say whatever you want. You can say you don't abide by them, but unfortunately, in the United States, we have laws that you have to abide by.
I'm not a United States citizen.
Okay, so now you're not even a citizen. So then if you can't prove who you are, then you'll just have to go to ICE detainment.
Okay, great.
I am an American.
You're traveling through the roads of Florida, and you have to abide by the laws of Florida. So, any other questions, sir?
Will my personal effects be sent with me?
Your phone and your wallet are going with you, and that's it. Your money that's in your wallet and your phone.
So your car is being impounded. All whatever's on the card stays.
My beautiful children.
I understand. They'll be taken well care of by the animal control.
They're going to become traumatized being inside of those confines.
Something to think about. Maybe you want to identify yourself and identify, your dog to them when you get them out.
Well, but first I asked her, can she please show me that I have committed a crime? She said,
"Sir, listen, this is not a courtroom. This is a traffic stop on the side of the road."
But my inalienable rights, haven't you sworn an oath of office to protect my inalienable rights and not exceed your jurisdiction?
We're not exceeding our jurisdiction, and we're enforcing the laws of the state of Florida. So, we're done here, man. Good luck to you. Hopefully you reconsider your stance, all right?
So, you're wanting me to identify myself now?
You're going to need to identify yourself at some point. You're still going to jail. Either we're going to book you as who you are, or we're going to book you as a Jane Doe, and then to be released, you're going to have to give your name. I've explained this to you. I'm not being rude to you. I'm explaining to you.
That would be considered kidnap, officer.
No, you're under arrest. There's a big difference. You should read the laws for kidnapping. We have a legal authority to place people under arrest.
Without proper identification?
All right, we're done here, man. All right, have a good night, man. Watch your knee there, all right?
That is considered kidnapping.
Hey, animal control is here. They're assessing the conditions of your dogs, and they're most likely not going to charge you with animal cruelty as well for the conditions of the animals.
What condition are you suggesting that they're in?
He's the animal investigator. It's inadequate shelter, housing. He says something about lack of food, covered in feces, inadequate space for 3 dogs.
Dog food in the pickup bed, water in the pickup bed, got maintenance after them.
Yeah. So like I said, it sounds like you're going to be charged with that as well. So good luck to you, man.
It sounds like I'm going to be charged. What is the charge?
Animal cruelty.
I'm the private owner and I have no contract with animal control. I haven't registered with the county. There's no paperwork between me and them. They're in transit.
She's trying to explain to you why they're... Can I talk? Are you going to let me speak, or are you just going to keep interrupting? Because if you're going to keep interrupting, we're going to stop explaining you anything, okay?
She is explaining to me that I'm in charge
you're done.
of animal cruelty.
You're done.
Which I'm explaining.
You won't let us talk, so we're not going to explain anything else to you.
I don't understand the language that you're using.
I said nothing about charge. I asked you if you're the owner of these dogs. That's all I asked. If you are, I want to know so that when these dogs get taken to wherever they are, and if you get out, we can release them to their owner. But I can't release them to somebody who I don't know.
Do you have paperwork that proves that I have agreed? I have signed paperwork with the city of animal control. I have no documents with them. I have no paperwork with them.
Hey, Sarge. Sarge.
I have no signed agreements with them. They are not registered.
Well, I don't think you need to worry about that because you will not be getting these animals back. What I haven't told you yet is these 3 dogs were confined in a cage in the back of the pickup truck, covered in feces, no food or water, and their mouths were bloodied from trying to get out of the cage. This piece of shit, Sovereign, is also an animal abuser. He called them his children. Imagine how he would treat children if he was able to do this to 3 innocent dogs that just want to be loved.
Kidnapped right now.
You're being arrested.
This is kidnapped.
No, you're being arrested.
You have not properly.
Okay, I don't want you to talk anymore. Just be quiet.
The subject. You have not properly identified the subject, and now you're taking me into custody. I don't understand the charges.
I explained to you the charges. My sergeant explained to you the charges. Just because you don't agree with them, doesn't mean that they are not your charges. I don't care if you don't understand. I already explained it to you, and so did my sergeant, and that's it.
I don't understand these charges. I must seek compensation. I must file motions with the courts and pursue a legal settlement.
Go for it. If you won't even identify yourself, you can't do anything in court.
I'm not a set of KB Trust. I'm not a corporate name in all capital letters.
What are you? I don't even know what you're saying, man. Are you just throwing out random words? Because that's what it sounds like.
Set of KB Trust.
What are you talking about?
You have no jurisdiction. You haven't proven to me any jurisdiction. You haven't shown me.
I don't need to prove anything to you. We already explained to you the charges, and that's it. You don't have to understand. You don't need to understand. You're going to jail tonight. That's all you need to understand.
I challenge this jurisdiction.
Okay, go for it. Tell a judge. The judge is going to tell you the same thing.
I'm at peace with every man and woman on the land.
Okay.
I'm an American national, not a United States citizen. I'm not a citizen.
Even non-citizens still have to follow the laws of the United States.
I do not recognize these codes.
Okay. You don't need to recognize them. You still are upheld by them.
You're interpreting as law.
You don't have to. You're in the United States and you're in the state of Florida, and you have to abide by our laws. Whether you recognize them or not, you still have to abide by them.
Natural law, the only law that applies to me, a man.
No, when you're in the state of Florida, the laws of the state of Florida and of the United States of America apply to you, whether you feel like they should or not.
Are you administering my estate?
What?
Are you administering my estate? Are you administering a Senate KB trust? Are you a beneficiary of my Senate KB trust? I'm the beneficiary of my estate. And if anyone is going to be paid, if there's any monetary value involved, then I'm to be paid first. That is private property. I have no contract with animal control. I have not registered my children with animal control. They are.
You don't need to register them with animal control. However, you do have to register with them with the county that you are residing in.
Ooh, I'm going to have to look that up. I've never registered a dog in Florida before. But you know what? I despise this man, and I hope he gets the book thrown at him for what he has done. Everything he did was just horrible. And how he could treat dogs like that, I just don't know.
That has no jurisdiction over me.
That doesn't make any sense, man. Do you really hear yourself? It makes no sense.
I do not recognize that jurisdiction.
Go ahead, step out.
These things are cutting into my bones. I'm at peace with every man and woman in the land.
And you can be at peace inside the jail.
I'm at peace with all brothers and sisters on the land.
All 3 dogs were transferred into the care of Lee County Domestic Animal Services. The 34-year-old Anthony Tatum was charged with resisting violence, failure to register a motor vehicle, and aggravated animal cruelty.
What happened to the obstruction charge? That's all he's getting? I mean, aggravated animal cruelty is very serious, so he'll get some time for that, I hope. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. It's shown a light on how these people truly are, but I'm looking forward to seeing you on the next one. Violet and I love you, and bye.